To only grant Little Rock partial control of its school system is causing fear and outrage that we may be returning to a racially segregated situation just 62 years after 9 girls were marched into the school inappropriately. This is causing outrage. Lots of people are outraged about this. Our Onyx News correspondent, Dr. Nia G, is here to give us more information. Dr. Nia, it's kind of difficult to not have some layer of fear, outrage on this. I thought that the whole racially segregated situation was beyond us, but now, 62 years later, we're seeing an issue here.
Yeah, Nietzsche. Can I just start this off by saying disgust? I am absolutely disgusted with this story for the simple fact that we don't live in a world like we did back then in the early 1900s. This is 2019. And the fact that they're wanting to return to segregated schools is absolutely crazy. They're saying 62 years later that they want to actually go back to where they marched 9 little black girls and to a white black schools. Well, now they want to do it the complete opposite way. And they have the backing of some of our governmental figures to prove it.
Are these governmental figures, what's their demographic? What's their ethnicity?
Well, you have 2 Democratic senators that are actually black women, and then you have the remainder of the Republican Party that are actually white Americans, which seems to be there for the segregation, saying that it is racially or not racially biased, but it's based on the fact that there are low test scores within the Arkansas or Little Rock, to be specific, the Little Rock, Arkansas area, which is actually turning them to make this change.
That's what I was wondering. How did we even get here? And really, what does segregation or race have to do with test scores? Wouldn't that say that we need something more unique in the education system?
It would. We would actually need to change how we teach our students based off if it's dealing with race. Sometimes we do learn differently as a people. We look at things differently as a people. But they're saying that in these certain schools, that 9 other schools actually are D-rated in terms of grade, and then 1 is F-rated. And they actually still then again want to do a little bit more segregating. For the ones that have the D, they're going to have one type of leadership. For those that have the Fs, they're going to have another type of leadership. But it is an outrage that's being sparked in this community for the simple fact that we all are human, whether we are different colors, whether we are different ethnicities, and we are perpetuating a cycle that we thought was over years ago.
Is there, are the parents speaking up about this right now? Or is there a certain demographic of parents that have something to say about this right now? What are they saying?
Unfortunately, of course, you know that as black people, we do speak up about certain situations, especially, I just got to say this one more time, especially in terms of our children. You know, us mothers, the mama bear comes out in us. And we do have some mothers that are sitting on the board that are speaking out very loudly concerning how bad that they think this situation is going to be. And not only that, they think that it has some form of deliberacy that is being done because they're building a bridge is not only going to segregate socioeconomic statures, but it's also going to segregate white from the low income and impoverished black people once the bridge is finished.
It's going to be very interesting to see how the remainder of this story plays out, what the effects are of the decisions. As always, Dr. Nia G, thank you for your reporting.
You're welcome, Nietzsche.